Okay, so the rear PCI expansion ports over here, the locking mechanism is an interesting one. There's is a pretty much a metal construction over here of the locking mechanism. What you have to do is pull on the knob, and the little metal lever over here slides back, and out comes the bracket. So you install your card, and then push it back, and it locks in. Now let's do a little bit closer inspection. How the mechanism works: pull, push. There are many plastic tool-free mechanisms out there, and those over time pretty much predominantly falls apart. This here is a promising mechanism. It feels very solid, and the structure, as we can see, is, being metal, will also provide a lot of force, and it'll hold on to your cards, which can be heavy. Like, say for example, if you're using a dual GPU, say for example 590, for example, could be a heavy card, and you got two of those, or well, let's not go three-way, but say if you were using SLI and there's quite a bit of weight, the metal structure will hold on to that. Plastics, well, probably not. Okay, let's quickly go over the accessories that's been provided. First of all, there's an additional cable management clamp over here, which can be fitted to various parts of the case, wherever you see the need for it. A little buzzer. So the speaker is not attached to the case. Just use this for the beep. Plenty of those rubber rings we spoke about earlier. I believe on the manual I just saw 25. That's an odd number, 25. And not surprisingly, they include these screws. There's 25 of these as well. Plenty of thumb screws, which is of course appreciated, and plenty of other screws. Although this case is meant to be tool free, you might come across need for those. And motherboard standoff screws. So these you might want to use the standoffs. You might want to use a plier or something to tighten it. Other than that, you can pretty much install the entire motherboard without using any tool, because this is, you can use it with your hand. There's also a Molex 2-pin bypass over here, and a power supply clamp will be right. The place where the power supply would go, there are a few things that we need to talk about. Is that there's rubber padding over here where the vibration caused by the fan in the PSU would be dampened. Over here there's some cable management grooves over here, plastic thing or the other, that should hold your cable and route. You should be able to route them from here on and so forth. That's a nifty little touch that other cases don't tend to have. Now what I'll do is I'll bring a power supply. What we have here is a Thermaltake Tough Power 600 watt power supply. It's not the largest power supplies there can be, but it's not very small either, which is why I've taken it. And there we go. It sits in quite nicely. And then here's the thing that we spoke about earlier, the clamp. What needs to be done is there's that little cut over there next to that bar over here where it slides in, and this is just like those travel boxes, metal boxes where it locks in like that. Very similar mechanism, and this power supply is not going anywhere. However, remember they did provide some what's it called, the thumb screws. Using that, we can still attach more stability and so forth. In fact, I recommend it. And with those thumb screws and so forth, you still have not used any tools as such. So up to this point, we are still pretty much tool free, so to speak. Next, what I'll do is connect up the fans and so forth, and close the case, turn the power supply on, and see how much sound is actually being generated with all the fans in full blast. So back in a second. Right, all of the fans have been connected and the case has been shut, as you would normally have under normal circumstances. Now I'm turning the power supply on. Right. Well, as you can see, the blue LED has come up even without a motherboard. There isn't a motherboard in there, it's just connected to the power supply. And I do hear the fans, but mind you, that's 5 fans, 2 of them 140 millimeter, 3 of them 120, running at full RPM, full in its full capacity. Now let's go closer and have a look. Actually, I'll unmount the camera from here. The back. That's the fan spinning there. And the front, there's barely anything different to see. And definitely, I'd say, if you use a RPM management system of some sort, this will become much quieter. From about 1 meter away, there we are, we're about 1 meter away. There is sound, but not a lot. Okay, one last thing to see, which is at the bottom. There's some features still left at the bottom, and we shall have a look at it next. I'll shut down the power supply. Right, the bottom of the case. As you can see from the shine, it's all aluminum over here as well. The feet are actually rubber padded, which is very nice. For those intending to put the case on a glass table or something, I do like the fact that cases that have rubber padding at the bottom, they don't scratch the glass surface and also resist slipping, like you pushing things around or trying to install things and so forth, which is a good thing. A removable dust filter, and of course the cuts for the intake, as we saw earlier from the inside. That's the outside bit, obviously, and I can see from this angle the fan of the power supply is about here, which all works out to be quite nice and handy. So that was the overview of the Lian Li's PC-B25F. A pretty high quality stuff for those who would like to make a medium range sort of a gaming system. I wouldn't say you should go ahead and put like 3-way crossfire system in there or things of that nature, but you can do that. There is that's going to take it to its limit, but it's still a very good case for those who appreciate quality. Not that there are not other cases that will surpass it in features, but the main thing over here, the order of the day, is that every corner you touch, everywhere you look, it's fine finished. There is no sense of rush or compromise in quality and things of that nature. Everything fits in properly, everything clicks together right, everything feels right. Especially like the toolless PCI port locks. Those are really nice. I've seen many attempts where manufacturers have used plastic and things like that to get it done, but this is really by far one of the best locking mechanism, hands down. I believe Lian uses the same mechanism for many other of its cases as well. So there we have it. That was the overview of the case. Hope you've enjoyed this video. For more video reviews and unboxing videos and so forth, please visit us at www.salesberg.com. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you next time.